Hello again, everybody. Thanks for joining us and clicking play. For those of you just joining, my name is Jesse Hill. I'm the president of Tier 3 IT Solutions. And today I'm joined by
Justin Grotto. I'm a cybersecurity specialist at Tier 3 IT Solutions, and I'm helping Jesse prepare this content and deliver it.
Yes, and we're calling it Phishing Fridays. And it's just a lighthearted conversation where we hope to educate you a little bit about the risks that you as an individual and your business might be facing online, and hopefully build some awareness of how you can protect yourself. So today we are going to talk a little bit about the techniques and the tactics that the people that we in the industry call threat actors use in their phishing attacks. So Justin, why don't you give us a run through to start, and then we'll just loop around and talk through them.
Sure, Jesse. First to talk about when you're talking about techniques and tactics that threat actors use is when they're doing phishing or social engineering, they use three main techniques. Is first being pretext. And with pretext, what they want to achieve is they want to build up their credibility and make you believe that they are who they say they are. And with this, they might use your boss's name or someone you work with's name. They might mention a piece of, financial, like your ERP system, or they might know what your HR system is and try to, make you believe that they are maybe a colleague from maybe a different branch or something. And they're also going to name drop, potential like mutual friend or colleague. That's just lowering your guard so that you feel like they might be someone who they say they are. The next one is.
I wanted to jump in on this. Sorry to interrupt you there. I've talked about this a lot. It's really the pretext here is about, like you said, building credibility. And it used to be that you had to be inside an organization to know some of these things. But now you can just look online. People are posting on their LinkedIn, on Facebook, on their webpage. They've got
job descriptions,
reviews and case studies and all kinds of things that are available that, from a business reputation and marketing perspective, we all think is really valuable. But consider how that information can also be used against you.
Yeah. One place, in higher education, it's very easy to get, have access to, or any education institution, actually. If you wanted to target one of those entities, it's very easy to find a directory of people that work there, what their job title is, what they've been doing for the last 20 odd years, and use that targeting education institutions. Pretext comes in handy to threat actors.
I just want to tell a quick little story because there's funny things that happen. Obviously Justin and I are sitting here, we're recording a video, we have our backgrounds, his is blurred, mine is not. But even sometimes just the things that are in your team photos and your backgrounds, there are so many occasions where I've seen people post, a picture of their office, and the resolution of the photos you can get off a camera nowadays, you can zoom in so closely. Think about when a realtor goes and takes photos of, a home or an office. You can zoom in on those documents very closely. And one I think that was really funny was recently in Formula One. They were doing an interview with one of the drivers after the race, and he's sitting, and there's a little sign behind them, and it had a QR code where you could scan it to order drinks for people that are in the lounge. Well, thousands of people at home scanned the QR code and started ordering drinks to be sent to that lounge. So it's not really like a phishing attack, but it's just that consideration that pretext, the content that we're sharing, is being seen and accessed by, people in ways that we might not expect. All right, what's the second one, Justin?
Yeah. The second one is influence, and this is kind of exploiting the psychological influences that we live by subconsciously. If you see someone in a uniform that's in a police uniform, you're gonna assume that they're a police officer. The same way, if you see like digitally someone knows the CEOs or someone's signature block, that's a way, and they use the same kind of format. That's a way that they're kind of wearing that uniform, and they're going to be seen as that authority figure, at least on the surface. They might suggest you have some obligation to help them. They might be pretending to be someone like an auditor, like the CRA or something like that, and they'd be like, well, you have to do this because you don't want to get audited, right? That kind of thing. You owe us money. They might want to leverage fear, uncertainty, or doubt about a situation or influence your decision making. They're going to tie into urgency. They're going to tie into those negative emotions, and on occasion they might tie into more positive emotions, being that empathy, or they might try to get you to like them, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, you're talking, and some of the examples you're giving are about, physical appearance, what are you wearing, those types of things. But in the digital world, it's so much easier to appear to be something that you're not. If I decided, that tomorrow I wanted to be a building safety code inspector, I can tonight, I can go onto a format, a templated website page, pay $100, get a website, post it, make it look legit, and by tomorrow afternoon, I can be sending emails, saying, hey, we did a drive-by of your building. It looks like you've got a stairwell that's not in compliance. We're going to have to come by and do an assessment, and that might be a digital way that I can get into your physical building, something along those effects. So you really need to be aware of, like you said, the pretext and the influence that person in that position has in the interaction.
The third thing that we see is they'll try to build a rapport with you. So offer to do a favor so that you might return a favor, or they might suggest a quid pro quo, performing an action, especially if they're asking you to do something. They might be like, oh, my boss is going to be mad at me if I don't get this done, or something like that. They might try to make you feel good about what you're doing. You're doing something for this person. You're removing the pain from them. They might try to elicit some sort of empathy from you in order to get you to do something. Hey, my baby's crying. I need help with this, this kind of thing. Or they might, suggest there's an emergency. There is some sort of urgency. This has to be done right away. There's no time. And those are the things that they're going to use.
Yeah, there's an old saying that people do business with people that they know, they like, and they trust. Well, when you look at a lot of these phishing scams and attacks, that is what they're doing. They're trying to first establish a relationship, get them to know you. They're using some of those pretexts, that influence, to get them to like you, and then they're using rapport to build trust. When they have those three things, they can start asking for things, and so ultimately, the thing that you need to be aware of is it's okay to take a step back, right? We sometimes, I think, in our digital world, everything is instant. We need to respond right away, and the attackers they're banking on that. They're banking on you not paying close enough attention to the structure of the email or the web page that they've sent you to. They're banking on the fact that, you know, you're not going to bother somebody to ask a second opinion. And so again, just like every episode, we want you to, you know, just be aware of the types of risks that are out there. Take a moment, pause, you know, think about whether this is actually a legitimate conversation and interaction that you're involved in, and you know, do what you can to be safe online. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of Phishing Fridays. We'll catch up with you on the next one.